Meadow signs, right?
Yeah, that's what I was
It
thinking.
still feels like that's really cheap for something like that. I was expecting it to be more expensive.
Well, yeah, that's just the actual sign part. It's not the stand or the labor.
Yeah.
I was just getting some initial. If this is even the size you want,
Yeah.
you know.
And that's probably not covered if you're talking about the Fort Palmetto one. Those have an acrylic copy over the top. So I think we have to be clear, you know, if this is just like one of the pieces of the poly stuff that goes outside, just so you know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'd be happy to work on verbiage if somebody else wants to partner with me.
I was going to ask, Kate, I haven't had a chance to look through the Avery research, but did you get the sense that it's pretty well researched already, or does it require more groundwork?
No, I mean, there's two proclamations in here that lay things out pretty well. A bunch of newspaper articles, and then we also have some local knowledge too about where she used to live down in Old Village, and so we have a lot of information available to us here already. I'm not sure what other type of research you'd really be looking for. We've got, I'd say we've got some good grounds here, but
Good, great.
yeah, you can let me know if you'd like any more research or where you'd like to any direction there.
I think there's probably enough to fill up a sign. I mean,
Yeah,
that's, we have to be fairly concise.
Yeah. Did Avery charge us for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was $10, so I paid for it.
They charged us for the research?
Yeah, they usually do.
Oh.
Okay, Kate, okay. I expect a receipt on my desk.
I didn't want to
I don't know.
ask.
Is it in the budget?
Okay. Then this is just a discussion, though, so I didn't ask for. Oh, actually, no, we can. The next item is budget for future markers. So you can discuss refunding me $10.
Okay. All right. Is there anything more? I'll be happy to take a first shot at sort of distilling this information down. Maybe Courtney, or maybe I'll run it by you. We can kind of partner on this.
Whatever if you want to take a first stab, I'd be happy to take notes with the guys.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. All right, and we'll keep this on the agenda for next month.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The next, anything further? Okay. Next item would be the discussion of the budget for future markers. The most important item being reimbursing Kate for $10 for research.
I motion to reimburse $10 for the acquisition of Miriam Brown research.
Is there a second?
On the caveat that all such research goes to the historic room.
Great. Is there a second? Okay, good. Thank you, Courtney. All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Anything further under the budget for future markers?
I think the main point of this agenda item is mostly that we do have quite a bit of unused budget. And we just need to figure out how we're going to spend it over the next 4 months. I think it's probably about $5,000, even with maybe closer to 4, but I'll have to check the exact balance with Kate. But we only have 4 more months left of our fiscal year, so.
Well, we did have the earlier request for some signage and for the platform, so maybe we're able to designate some of it for that in the next meeting.
Yeah.
It feels
Courtney,
like
could you just after sometime after the meeting, just send us exactly how much we've got left, and
yeah, I'll pull that together and send it out by the end of next week.
Okay, great.
But the other thing about that platform is, like, we could contribute some of our budget towards it, but it seems like one of those projects where the funds wouldn't be dispersed for quite a while.
Well, I'm just wondering if we couldn't do signage there in the interim, like if we know we're going to do that, like she had suggested a fish signage for the pier. So maybe if we look at the fish signage and then maybe we create fish signage and bird signage to complement the platform, knowing that in the future we're looking to have something there, maybe we could do it in sort of first stage, second stage, because we know we have budget for signage, and then the signage could be somewhere relative to where the platform would be, but it would also be effective and useful for now if the platform doesn't come through.
Great idea.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a bench down there right now, and I think there is another sign.
Yeah, I don't know.
At the end of Hibben Street, there's a bench. I don't think there's a sign near the bench. The closest one, I think, is the Hibben House sign.
Yeah.
If I can
that's
just
what I
interject,
thought. I thought down there isn't anything actually at the end of the street.
Yeah.
if I can just interject, I thought Ms. Clement was speaking in regard to signage at Pitt Street Bridge.
She was. My recommendation wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, she was. She very, very clearly was. But what I was saying is, at Pitt Street we have something currently for birds, and she was recommending to include fish. If we go down to White's Landing or whatever, we have something for whales and something for something else. So I was just saying we have budget, and we were discussing the platform at Hibben. Maybe we start with first just adding something that when you're at there, you would be able to have the bird identifier or the fish identifier, or just something about the historical value of that spot, maybe a historical marker. And then down the line, if we build the platform, that would just be, extending it to the next step. That's all.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I like it. So, Teresa, do you want to maybe do a little preliminary work on that?
Sure. I'll get some pictures and stuff as well.
Okay, that would be awesome.
And Teresa,
Hey, can you just include the address, O'Brien, and I can work with you because I know you had also emailed and we have some other stuff, so I'll follow up with you after, okay?
Yeah, and I go to that area a lot, so I can help with the signage or verbiage, especially with the fish.
Perfect.
Great.
So then you'll just give me the exact address, Kate, so that I can make sure that I have it.
Yeah, great.
Well, we have some bird and fish signs, whether at Pitt Street Bridge or the Shem Creek Pier. Who's been putting all those signs up? Because it seems to me we already have a town function making fish and bird signs that get posted.
So
the Shem Creek Pier fish and bird signs.
Hey, this is Kristen. Should I get back on here?
No, this is this is board discussion. We can open it to public comment though.
Public comment's already been closed.
But under an agenda item.
We have in the past reopened public comment on items we've been discussing when the person's been in the room. So there is precedent for reopening public comment.
Yeah, and when you have an agenda item, you can have public comment after each agenda item, after the discussion of the board is closed. I don't have my cheat sheet on me right now, but
Right, but this is discussion of the budget for future markers, not the actual individual markers or signage itself. So just keeping that in mind.
Right.
so I'll just have to come back to you with some information on this. And Kristen, I'll just have to get with you separately.
Well, as a budget item in our agenda item on budget, as I recall, at some point in the past, when we were talking about the town providing the labor or materials for some of our signage or installing signs, there was a transfer within the town where we were expected to give some money to Public Works for that work. So
Yes.
we're considering on the budget, whatever their current price sheet is, or whether it be by size or what, but anything like the Christchurch lines or Palmetto Fort, any kind of signage mount assembly, whatever they would charge for that, so we can have that in our pocket as we talk about all these other locations.
Okay, great. All right, anything else on this item? All right, let's move on to the next item under action or committee action items, and that is the Special Collection Committee. There was no report filed. Is there anything else under that item?
No, we had no report.
Okay. If not, we'll move on to.
But Miriam Brown's material that way now.
Oh, add it to the special collections.
There you go.
Yes.
We don't need a motion for that, do we?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, okay.
No, you should be fine.
Okay. Next item is the Tourism Committee. A discussion of the Blessing of the Fleet participation, which has been rescheduled.
So basically, I just put that back on because I know at one point we had talked about it, then in a future date, we had said that even though we were trying to get more publicity and visibility in the public arena, that we didn't want to participate, that then it was going to be canceled. I know it's back on now. My thought is two things from the tourism perspective under this bullet. One, we're having very good success with all of these virtual events. Maybe we should at least consider doing something virtually once a month that reflects or coincides with either a town activity and or goes with something historical. So maybe we expand on one of the QFFs once a month and hold something where we have someone come and speak about something that's a QFF, and or in this case, the Blessing of the Fleet. Maybe we do something the week prior, or we film the Blessing of the Fleet and then we do a visual or virtual if everybody doesn't want to go on site to do the table. But originally this had been brought up to say, why don't we have a table there and have different information and have forms for people to sign up and give us their stories or let us know about historical sites and share the things we're doing with the markers, and maybe be able to tell them about the new program and our, passport program and things like that, and man the table. And maybe we can invite Walter and others to be there for storytellers and kind of, create some type of an environment where we start to tell the public about the value of the Historical Commission and we get to interact with them.
This is Rick. What is the new date?
I think it's April 25th, 29th, end of April.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's happening? It's going to be in person?
As of right now, yes, it's happening. And
Yeah.
I reached out to Tracy and asked about if we were interested, what it would cost to get a table, anything like that. And she said it was free. And she'd come back to me with a form. And if we'd like to participate, I can just fill out a form for us.
Are there going to be other tables and stuff set up?
I'm
Excuse me?
sorry?
Sorry, I was just asking, are there going to be other organizations or other tables and tents set up?
This is Rick. In the past, about 4 years ago, we did participate. Patrick, you probably were there for a period of time. It's only worthwhile to do it in the morning because in the afternoon, people have been drinking and there was actually nobody who stopped by the tent. But in the morning, there were more people that were interested. So if you guys end up doing it, keep that in mind that you're only going to be there for half a day, not the whole day. And we did hand out brochures and we did have information for people to get more about the Historical Commission and signing up for QFF.
So I know not everybody would want to man a table. I would be willing to go down and man a table for a period of time.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we have all those postcards that are left over. We have the new passport program where we could create, some type of signage on the table or something and have some sample passports. We could have a marker with a label to show people how it works. We could make it a lot more interactive, I think, than it's been in the past. We have Instagram now, so we could have a couple of shots and get people. We could actually even create something on the table, maybe even have a giveaway where people take a picture, Blessing of the Fleet or something, or they share something on Instagram and they hashtag it and we give them a hashtag for passport or whatever. There's ways that we could use that to kind of drive engagement and get people to get involved with our site. So if the table is free, if we can get people to man it, if it stood as it right now, it wouldn't cost us anything but our participation, unless we decided that we wanted to create more documents or print some more stuff.
I like the two-pronged approach. If Brian and Teresa are willing to, physically man the table, that would be great.
With masks.
But I also yes, of course, and maintaining social distance.
Yes, and sanitizer.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems like the virtual route is another option for us. So maybe we want to do both.
Yeah, and like I said, I think the virtual thing is something we could start with right now. Like we do Women's Month, or we do Black History Month, or we do something each month. And we create a little hour video that's also going to be great for our spot and for our website. And it'll start to, whether it's a podcast or whether it's these little videos, we can start to create, those type of assets to have on hand and use them to drive. Because literally we're just showing a link once we capture that information. So if we capture it as a podcast or a video, that gives us a lot more material and content to continually, add to the Historical Commission's site as well as to, our information.
Great.
Okay, so if do I need to motion then that we ask you to get a table? We'll figure out. I have to be tentative depending on if I'm going to be on a boat for the event or on the table. But once we find out the information, so why don't we go ahead and move forward with securing a table, and then I can print out and bullet out a list with all the information and everything we need and get with Brian and go from there.
I can volunteer a couple hours too.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so like I said, it just depends on how we do the timing and what it is. So we'll get all the details, and then you guys can decide what works for when everybody can be there, and I can go and set it up or pick it up or do whatever.
Great.
When we did it in the past, did we have like a banner or some sort of identifying sign or something?
Well, that's what I was going to find out from Kate what assets we actually currently have.
Yeah.
Do we have banners?
Not that I know of, no.
No, we do not.
Well, there's another item under the signage budget.
Yeah,
and I think that if you in the future do want to do Christmas, because we had discussed that for the Christmas parade, it's probably valuable for us to get some type of signage so that we can start participating in town activities and get visibility. And even if we don't attend, we could hang that when we do certain things or stand it up, like when you go and you do the pictures when we did the bridge and stuff like that, there might be a way to have those kind of things included.
Do we have access to like a tent?
That
Yeah.
will be provided.
Yeah, they provide like these white,
Sure.
yeah, these big
Yeah,
white
they-
kind of things over a table, so you're covered. I
Oh,
think.
that's
4
nice.
years
But
ago.
that's what
4
we have
years
to
ago,
check.
4 years ago, we did share the tent with other town organizations, so that worked out great. And maybe if you're talking about doing a banner as a signage and putting a budget together, that might be, maybe if it's designed as a good backdrop, so when you're doing these virtual events and filming them, that sign could be in the background.
Mm-hmm. Great idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You can get like a vinyl printed sign that just hangs over the front of like a table. It just like spans the length of the table, so you can like hang it, or it can just be displayed there, basically.
Yeah, no, there's lots of options. That's the sign, getting it is easy. I mean, so we'll just have to budget for that. So, Kate, will you go ahead and let them, or send us the form, or fill out the form and send it out to us so we can all see it, and then we can follow up with what details and questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And however, this item, I do just have it as discussion of
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be
Yes.
fine if we motioned to move forward with participation, and then at the March meeting, I can just come back and you'll approve
All the
additional budget items. Yeah.
Okay.
It
So
doesn't,
can
it
I
doesn't have to
motion?
be a- It doesn't have to be a motion.
Okay.
It's good.
great.
I've got that
Okay.
the commission agreed to have a table at the blessing.
Okay.
Okay.
We keep it
And
as
then-
that for now, and then any other budgetary items, then you can discuss and vote on at the next meeting.
Okay, and then
Okay.
also we'll just adding the digital monthly activities, the next round under, I guess, marketing, or whichever committee that would go under.
Can you save that for the discussion of next month's agenda
Yeah.
item and tell
Yeah,
me that
that's
then?
the same.
Thank you.
Yep.
With
Keep my
regard to
notes.
the sign, I can send you a sample of what I did for a golf outing that we did where we had our sponsors. And we did that locally printed. So I can send that to you, Kate, and
I'd
everybody
appreciate
else can take a picture of it and scan it and let you know what that costs, just so you have an idea of what you're working with. And I also can give you the name of the vendor.
Yeah, I really
so
appreciate that. Thank you.
That'll speed things up, so if you decide to go ahead with something in the March meeting, you'll have something to present and get it approved and then get done so that it's ready for the Blessing of the Fleet event.
Mm-hmm. So have the
Wonderful,
design
thank you.
ready.
Awesome. All right. Anything else on this item? Okay, we're going to
Nope,
move on.
that's
Okay, we're going to move on to Organization and Administration Committee, updated strategic plan. I had a conference call with Vice Chairman Courtney and with Kate about kind of tightening up the committees. And ideally, what I would like is to come up with have 6 committees, have each member of the commission chair one, and have each member of the commission participate in 2 others in addition. And so we've kind of redone, upon our discussion, kind of redone what we've currently got. I don't know if you want to go up to the top, Kate.
I don't think I updated it on here.
Okay.
I just wrote notes. I haven't updated it yet. I was leaving.
Okay. Okay.
that for this. Yeah.
All right. What we were actually thinking, and I'll just kind of throw this out, and Courtney, jump in at any point, but we definitely want to focus on social media / marketing as one of our committees, and that would incorporate obviously social media, our QFFs, and potentially what we discussed today as far as, you know, a monthly video. We also talked about kind of renaming the public education and going, we really need a committee that just handles Black History Month with kind of all hands on deck for that.
Yeah.
We're going to keep special collections because that's in our ordinance, I believe. We also wanted to talk about or keep tourism and community outreach. That would encompass the passport program, like the signage, the Cresco Award. Organization and administration would stay pretty much as it is. And what am I missing?
Historic markers.
Oh yeah, historic markers would go to interpretation. So that would incorporate the formal markers as well as the interpretive signage, as we're discussing with the Miriam Brown signage, and also updating the marker map. Did I get everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll send out the committees after the committee headings after the meeting, and you guys can kind of think about it. And I'd like everybody to sign up. And I know, you know, obviously, you know, Rick and Patrick, you're coming off the commission, unfortunately. And we definitely are going to have a couple of vacancies until we get back up to full speed. But just take a look, and since you guys are here, you get first pick at what you would prefer. But I think that would really help to make us pretty efficient and targeted. Courtney, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
I was going to say I'm happy to create a document, a revised document that would have all the committees and then like a description of the responsibilities.
Fantastic.
And potentially maybe I could do like a sign-up form or something like that so that people could actually just sign up virtually.
Oh, wonderful.
Just to make it easy.
Debbie, one thing that you still have an opening for is Mary Julia Royal's position of town historian. It's something that I've been thinking about and everything, and she really was important to us, but I'm not sure anybody in town actually meets that bill. But it's interesting that I looked at the Moultrie News last week, and or yesterday, I should say, and it focused on one of the headlines was the Professor Fordham's Walking Through History article that was on the front page, and he's the one who's doing our history of the Lang Visitor. Am I correct, Patrick?
Right. Yes, on the 20th.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I don't know if he lives in Mount Pleasant, but he's certainly somebody that you might want to have involved with the commission in some way.
Okay, great idea.
I will say that Professor Fordham is extremely busy. Being
I'll agree with that.
Being a professor at the Citadel, he's involved with the African American Museum, and he does tours downtown, like the Old Slave Mart. So actually, I'm very excited to have him speak for us.
Well, maybe it doesn't have to be him necessarily, but maybe he knows somebody in Mount Pleasant that would fit what we're looking for.
Okay.
Kate, I have a question. I'm not sure that we have an actual position for a town historian.
No, I know we don't, but it always helps.
Was that just like
So it's like an honorary?
Yeah.
It was more like a appointed kind of thing. Like she was the go-to person. She wrote the books, you know, she was our go-to person, but it's nothing official in our records in anything like this, but you just knew that was her.
Yeah. Okay.
And Professor Fordham, he's also an adjunct professor with Charleston Southern, I think he said, and he writes articles, he's got books. Yeah, he's a very interesting guy. Check out the QFF that Deb wrote. There's a whole list of his accomplishments coming out. So yeah, he's a great resource, but yeah, definitely busy, I could imagine. But good thing to think about identifying people as resources.
On that note, just because it made me think of it, am I able to add that maybe what we could do if we do combining the QFF and a monthly virtual, we could have Brian or Courtney or somebody, or go to something once a month and sort of make it like a thing. Your history person, how they have I don't know, whatever you'd come up with a name, but so and so would come, and once a month you would have this person come and they'd give you this little snippet on video and go to the different markers around town and do something. Sort of Brian does Brian does tours. I mean, and we do tours, and historic preservation has, information, and Old Exchange Building has virtuals, and we have a lot of tourist guides and everything in Charlotte. So, in Charleston. So what about if one of us, or once a month with the QFF, we did little snippets actually out in the field versus just, because you don't have to be with anybody. So you don't have to worry about a mask or, any of your stuff. You can just be out in the field at these different places and do some stuff about it and video it. That's all, just adding that to the idea.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think about, since Courtney's going to come back with like the updated subcommittees and have people sign up, we'll in this next section, we'll have this added to the next month's agenda and add it as with the furthering discussion of expanding on what we do.
Yeah.
So
of the committee.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah.
Great.
That's one of those committees include,
Brian, you're going to be a movie star.
Oh boy.
Do one of the committees include media as far as getting more?
That would be under social media and marketing.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought it would be interesting, the fact that the Moultrie News spent so much time talking about Black history, but they never mentioned anything about our events coming up, except for the ad that we paid for last week. So it's too bad these two women who wrote the article about Professor Fordham, that they didn't focus on the fact that he's actually speaking for us. So.
I know. I thought that was funny because the ad was right underneath the article. All I had to say was, see ad below.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say too. It was the ad right below that article.
I mean, they just missed a big opportunity to help us. So.
Yeah.
They want us to pay for it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else under organization and administration? Okay, let's move on to our the last item on our agenda, and that's discussion of next month's agenda items.
Ms. Sutherland, would you like me to run down what I have down to?
Yes, I've got quite the list going, so let's see if we are on the same page, Lynette.
Sure. So I have additional signage near Pitt Street Bridge, update on the appeal of the Mary Street dock, discussion on future projects recommended by the Historical District Preservation Commission, update on the Scanlonville Monument and Park, update on the Miriam Brown marker, update of participation of with Blessing of the Fleet, a banner for Historical Commission events, creation of videos and podcasts on historical events, an update on committee assignments, and expansion of tasks.
Excellent. Did we miss anything? That sounds pretty comprehensive.
Oh,
All right.
you can add an updated budget number.
Okay.
Although I'll get that to you earlier next meeting.
Okay. Can we have a motion?
A motion to add the list as stated as our agenda items for the next meeting.
Thank you, Patrick. Is there a second?
I second it.
Thank you, Rick. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, fantastic. That's been approved unanimously. Last item is adjournment. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Second?
Second.
Great. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Patrick, before
Any-
you hang up, could you stay on the line with Kate and I to talk about this proposal that she has?
Yeah, I'll stay on the line, but I'll say I have no experience with sororities or fraternities or sororities of any type, and I don't know what I would say as an introductory remark. I went to a college that had no Greek system. I am totally.
Same with me. I know that, but it was more. To talk about.
So are we adjourned?
About promoting.
We're
I think it was more to talk about promoting the commission.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
adjourned.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
All right, you too.
Kate?
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
I'm staying on.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So I thought it was more to help promote the commission, not so much talking about the fraternities. Am
Yeah.
I correct?
So what I think the idea, I mean, he wrote like a short email, but I think it would be nice as, I mean, y'all have been on the commission for so long, you know, and made it really what it is today. So, and Black History Month is just such a big part of what we do. For the introduction, you know, you could just say, you know, I'm Rick Gutowski. I've been chair for so long, served on the commission for so long, and then Patrick, you introduced yourself too, and you know, just say I'd like to introduce our last Black History Month event. This will actually be our last Black History Month event with the Historical Commission as well. You know, we encourage you to explore some of our other initiatives we have, you know, and then maybe we hope you enjoy this presentation. And
Now, would you want us to do that together, separately filmed? Obviously, together makes more sense, but we would have to
what's
be
your
socially distanced.
what's your comfort level with that?
I don't have any problems doing it.
Oh, Kara, you're not streaming this live still, are you? Kara? Well, I guess it's fine. We adjourned.
Yeah.
It's fine. Sorry. I got so distracted. Can you say what you said
Well,
again?
I guess you would. Yeah, I can do it. I think if you kind of outline what you'd like us to say, and we can put some meat around it. And what about 5 minutes?
Yeah,
10 minutes?
something short and sweet.
Oh, I wouldn't go 10. These people are tuning in to, most likely I expect our audience is going to be people who are members of these fraternities and sororities. And so I think short and sweet is best.
Yeah, and same. I was never in a Greek. I was not well. I did pledge and but I dropped immediately. So I never did any Greek life. So when they were talking about Greek stuff, I was like, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I was like, so you recruit them and no, they were like, you don't know anything about Greek life. I was like, no, I don't. Sorry. So I don't think that really matters that y'all don't.
No, that's
yeah.
fine. So when do you want to do this?
What's y'all's
Patrick,
availability?
I'll leave it up to you. Patrick, I'll leave it up to you since you're the one who's working.
Well, if Kate is going to be filming it, and I assume we come to
Town hall.
do it together, that we go to town hall. So Kate, just give me a time you want to do it, and we'll make it happen.
Okay.
Send me like 3 time zones so I can, if I have a conflict, I can let you know.
Okay. Yeah.
We could do it in the committee room when it's empty, and just sit 3, sits apart.
3 time options.
Or something like that. I don't know how you're doing it now, but
it's so it's in town council chambers, and nobody's in there, and I have been wiping it down with Clorox in between each session, and then we've had like 2 to 3 people come each time, 2 to 3 groups come each time. So it's we've been keeping it really, really clean. They wear their masks up to the podium. If they're alone up there, then they can take it off and speak. But, as you could see from the Scanlanville one, with the 2 of them, they kept their masks on the whole time because there was 2. But yeah, that's how we'll do it for y'all too. We'll just have you come to the town council chambers, and I'll just book that time.
Patrick, so it's up to you.
Yeah, Kate, send me 3 blocks of time for when you want to do it, and I'll pick one and off we'll go.
Yeah, that works. And I'll send you an email with like a draft script, not even script, like what I think y'all should. Yeah, bullet points.
And how do people dressing for this? Are they coat and tie or casual, business casual, what? So we're not conflicting.
Yeah, I'd say business casual, khakis, polo tucked in.
Well, nobody's going to see what we're wearing pants-wise, so I'm just...
Yes. Trying to think about what Professor Fordham wore. I think he wore a button-up shirt and a tie.
Okay.
I'm sure he did.
Have you filmed? When are you filming the Greeks?
I have been. I've been filming them for
what are they wearing?
past. Oh, they're wearing their Greek attire. So a lot of them have, blazers, and then they have their letters on their jackets. So they're, they're dressed up. They look nice. It's definitely like business attire, but they have their letters on them.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're all in their colors.
Patrick, maybe
I opt for tie and jacket.
Keep it classy.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe we should wear ties.
Yeah, tie and jacket.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you guys.
All right. Wait for your email.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.